Do something with your fucking brains, like get it together.
Yeah.
So like I find it's a struggle for me. So I have certain bits that I can do to get a laugh no matter who the fuck is there, like even children, like, but I don't like doing that stuff every night, you know what I mean? I want to move on and develop as an artist. I want to do what I want to see. The comics that I like, I want to do stuff like they do, and so for me those kinds of crowds are a mess. Like to the fucking, I was just at a casino. It's like that casino crowds, man. It's just like these people are just
Yeah, and I'll say I have a tremendous amount of respect for stand-up comedians. I've tried it. I've done it. I find the joke writing process to be really challenging, and I think it's probably one of the most bravest art forms, and the reason is because you're putting yourself out on display. You're putting your jokes out, which probably the first time you're telling them are shit. Yeah. You're putting those out on display, and the only way for you to know whether they're good or not is to actually take them into a crowd and put them up on stage. True. There's no other way to know. There's no other way to know. Yeah. I mean, with music, you have other people in the room with you that you're writing the songs with. You can tell. You can say, yeah, you know what? And you got how many?
You certainly know like a structure when you've seen it, and you know that
exactly.
Okay, let's add a bridge. Mm-hmm. All right, this seems done. 2 chorus times 2, we out.
Mm-hmm. That's it.
Not only that, so the structure, you don't, sometimes with a joke, you don't know if the structure is even correct.
Right.
Until you try it out. And then a song also, you can fucking email the MP3 to 100 of your musician friends or whoever.
And get feedback.
And get immediate feedback. That's something, let me take your song with me into nature and listen to it. That's how if you sent me a song, by the way, that's how I would do it. I would take it into nature and give you, that's where I listen to my friends' music and give them feedback.
Nice.
So you could take it with yourself and listen to it whenever you want. Stand up, you have to be at the live show.
It's
I
crazy.
can't record it. Hey, I want to send everybody this joke, and then talking to my phone. So guys, and then email that to them. They're gonna be like, "This is the dumbest thing ever."
The fuck are you doing?
Yeah, what are you doing? Are you out of? Did you lose your mind?
Yeah.
How many fucking weed gummies did you eat? 40 milligrams worth, you maniac.
And it's so dependent upon the crowd and the audience.
Yeah.
I have a lot of respect for that. So what do you think is the most challenging part about writing jokes? And how are you writing them on paper? Are you practicing them at home before you go? Do you have your set practiced in your head? Are you a more work off the crowd kind of a comic?
There's a lot to unpack here.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm certainly not someone who will just go on stage without anything prepared. I would never do that.
I don't think people realize how much comedians really prepare. I don't think they really understand how much you prepare and practice it.
In fact, there are some comics that are so good at seeming unprepared.
Oh.
You would be so surprised to find out how prepared they were.
So true. And that's when they're really, I think that's when they're
I approached a buddy of mine a couple of weeks ago, and I was like, I saw him somewhere. We were on the same show together, and his set seemed so off the cuff and improv. I pulled him over after. I was like, how much was written? He's like, all of it. I was like, hats off to you, man. That was fucking incredible. I was totally pulled into
that's cool.
That this was
a gimmick.
That this was happening in real time right now.
Right.
He had talked to a couple of audience members, but it was all set up. He had all kind of worked it out already.
To me, that is so impressive.
So
because you feel like you're living in the moment with the comic as an audience member.
Yeah.
And they're creating that fucking moment. It's brilliant. It's brilliant.
I think younger comics think that they see comics like Louis, and they think that you can just go wing it because it looks like it's winging. It looks like he's just going off the cuff. It looks like he's just talking, and he'll even sputter around a little bit. Like watch Doug Stanhope, same shit, and he's sputtering around trying to find but all of this stuff has been tried before. By the time you see it on a Netflix special, it's been worked on. It's been done that so many times. So it looks like it's live in the moment, but these people are working at it. Young comics think that they can just get up there and do that. Young comics need to know, that this is something you have to work at. You have to work at it. You should always be prepared when you're going up.
I know several young people
that say, "Oh, I could do that."
Who think that they could just pick up a guitar or drumsticks and just be like,
yeah.
How come I can't do it like you can?
Yeah.
Dude, I've got fucking 40 years of sitting there fucking sucking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least they picked up the drumsticks though instead of just buying a little keyboard and a computer. This is true. You know what?
That's true.
Fuck the 40 years of the drums. Boom, chick, boom, chick, boom, chick, boom, chick. Who wants to hear my loop?
Yeah.
I'm looping today.
We've actually talked about that on a previous podcast.
So true.
So much to unpack, though.
Yeah.
Is this stuff that your listeners are into? I mean,
don't worry about that.
Like what my writing process is.
I would like to know it. I'm curious because when I did it, I wrote the jokes. I wrote them out. The one really good show that I had, the last one that I did, which was, to me, I felt successful. I was practicing it in the garage before, like hours before, right before. Went over the set and went over the set and went over the set. And I really did try to rehearse it as best I can. Is that something that you do?
So I don't like to rehearse like that. Like, what I'll do is, well, let's say I'm developing a joke. I have an idea for something. I'll have, and it's usually something that came out of a conversation. A lot of my jokes come out of conversations that I've had with somebody. Because something will happen to me in the moment, and it'll pull out a response, or it'll pull out my point of view. And I didn't realize I had that point of, or I didn't realize that point of view was funny, or that point of view was unique.